Sure. I see a question on how to convince a board to follow the law. I actually have a whole other session that I gave last year to a group of board members about that, and really happy to share that presentation. Really, I think that the major factor is getting them to understand it's that telling the story piece about why following the law is not just it's not in antithesis to all of the other things that the organization wants to do, but getting, again, I can't keep coming back to that balance between, do you want to follow the law 100% in every jurisdiction that you operate in? I know there are platforms and technologies and suggestions to kind of help you go towards that, but that way lies madness, right? You end up on this, what I call the kind of compliance hamster wheel, where you're always chasing things. I think really getting boards to comply with the law, a lot of it comes down, in my experience, to being able to advocate for a pragmatic position and say, look, this is where we think we've got a reasonably defensible position. And again, I'm not a lawyer and I'm not giving you legal advice, but when you're looking at getting that reasonably defensible position and saying, look, these are all of the other things we want to do. This is what we think there is low legal risk. These are some areas where we think there are higher legal risk, and let's talk about what those options are. And getting them to either agree, yep, we are going to comply. And I had an encounter, I guess, a couple of years ago with an executive in the UK where they were standing to lose a lot of money from complying with the law. And when I explained kind of the GDPR penalties and kind of what they were potentially liable for, he turned to his advertising team and said, unless we're going to make hundreds of millions of dollars out of this, you better do what the man said. And I think that's really where you're looking at. It's being able to convince executives is to be able to speak their language and not just to be saying you must comply. It's really about finding that balance where compliance is part of that overall picture.